You got to stop blaming your brown parents. You know, everybody hates. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
You got to stop it. We got a video here today. Let's watch this and you'll see what I mean.
There's been like tons of these videos, FYI. This was just one of the ones that I found.
This has to do with a situation that just happened with the girl
Yeah.
going missing or drowning. We just did a video on it.
Yeah.
But now there's
more
angles to this.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look.
I feel like I've been seeing a lot of narrative and like conversation about the Sudiksha case. And it's really insane because I genuinely like, I think that when brown people and brown girls specifically say like our parents are strict, people don't really get it, is what I've realized in the last few months. Like, we can say our parents are strict. You've experienced it and like seen it firsthand. So I feel like you get it. I'm talking to my girlfriend, but like she gets it. But like even at our New Year's party, our friends were explaining to Chelsea and Michael, like they're married and the like level of lying and like this and that they have to do with their parents and stories is absolutely crazy. Or like it's just so insane, and the narrative is so insane. And even seeing it happen within brown families now after the Sadiksha case of like my mom being like, see, this is why we didn't let you go anywhere in college. And I was like, Mom, I was raped in college.
I was what?
Is YouTube allowed?
What are
She's
you
trying to say rape?
What do you call grape? She said graped?
Well, she can't say it on TikTok because
TikTok
will
why.
take it off.
What?
I don't know about YouTube. Will YouTube take it off? I don't know.
Okay, let's go back. First of all, she's saying like way too many times, but that's not the point. And the word insane way too many times. Like, I'm saying it now. Learn how to speak English a little bit. Like, stop saying the word like after every sentence. But that's not the point.
Okay,
the point of the video is what?
Have you noticed that? Like, have your parents? Because I know a lot of brown parents have been seeing this news about the girl gone missing and they've turned around and like I said it to my sister yesterday. She was asking me. She wants to go on a trip. Like she was like, "Oh, my friends want to go on a trip to
DR?
Amsterdam."
Well, Amsterdam, yeah.
And I'm like, "Did you not see that?"
I mean, listen, you can't. First of all, the whole narrative of this, people don't know. First of all, who cares what people think?
Yeah.
About how strict your parents are. I would rather be a little bit strict. Again, we're not talking about the crazies here, okay? So let's put that off the table. We're not talking about the parents who are like, "Tu karo bani nikal sakti" for even like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And like you're jailed in your house. We're not talking about that. We're talking about we're not letting you go on a trip to the Caribbean type parents.
Alone as a 20-year-old
or with like 4 other friends because we just don't trust it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what she's alluding to is at the level of being strict, right? And yeah.
So when she just said that she was raped in college,
that's ridiculous.
How would her parents control that? How would your it's on you the call sorry.
So her mom says that's why we didn't let you go on trips, and she says, "Mom, I was raped in college." How does that make any sense whatsoever?
No.
How is that your mom's fault?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And
come on, man.
Do you not think that she probably I know she's gonna talk about it.
She's gonna go there, yeah.
She's gonna go there? Okay. Let's continue this.
Didn't say that because she doesn't know that, because she would be like, what did you do to get there? But like,
assumption.
This is the narrative.
So she never said it to her mom.
Never told her mom because she assumed. Now, can we also, like, elephant in the room, the parents are old school parents. They're from a generation. They were raised a certain way. Like, this girl, and we aren't also parents.
No.
But we're just saying, she's going to be a parent one day. I want to see how she is about sending her daughter for spring break to a Caribbean island. I want to see. It's very easy to judge at this point while you're sitting on your couch talking to your white friend, by the way.
Yeah.
About how strict your brown parents.
So you've seen this video. So is she like trying to narrate that like her parents are just way too strict?
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
It gets there, yeah.
Okay.
Narrative that has just been spun in our culture and perpetuated for so long, and it's so toxic. Like, she did not, I think she hasn't been found yet, but she's not missing because like it's so gross. It's not what did she wear? Was she drinking? And like my mom was like, this is why I tell you not to drink, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay.
What's wrong with that?
But
People, the culture now is to not drink so much.
Yeah.
You see a lot of Punjabi guys even coming out now. They're like, I'm not drinking at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't drink for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because my parents were super strict. Man, I would prefer that. I also kept good company.
Yeah.
And even if they were drinking, I had enough judgment to be like, I'm not going there to that level. And we've all done it, maybe. But again, you have the judgment to be like, no, I'm not getting blackout drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're guys. It's different.
No,
it is different.
For her, like, again, for her to be, her mom's job is to tell her to not drink.
Isn't your parents' job to protect you?
Yeah, because I'm sure there's an experience that your mom's seen or has been around, or just like how every
Or
other
just
brown
common
parent,
sense, alcohol equals nothing good.
exactly.
It's bad for your health.
Yeah.
It screws with your mind.
Yeah.
It puts you in a bad situation if you take too much of it.
Yeah.
And bad things can happen. Nobody ever drank alcohol and said, man, this was like
Yeah.
the best time of my life. You wake up the next day in a shitty
Hangover.
way.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we all party, we all enjoy life.
Yeah.
But you have to do it in a responsible way. That's what our parents always tell us.
Yeah.
Even my parents, when I was like early 30s, were like, in Punjabi, they're like, listen, if you go out, just be careful.
Yes.
I'm a guy, and they used to be like, it's whatever you do, just be careful, come home at a certain time. I mean, is that strict?
It's not.
Isn't
It's
that
not.
what every
You can't-
brown parent says? We're not talking about the crazies here.
No, we can. Okay, some do take it to the extreme level where
Sure.
the crazies are, right?
Right.
But this is not crazy. Your parents it's not strict. They're just trying to educate
It's
you
parenting.
and make sure that you're okay.
Right.
Right. Her mom telling her that she okay, let's go back to the grape thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't tell your mom. You didn't tell your parents about
Don't-
what's going on.
Don't assume that
and what
they're gonna
happened.
have this horrible reaction.
Because you didn't give them the chance to even be there for you or support you or show them,
Right.
like give them that vulnerability, right? And maybe they would have accepted it, or maybe they would have
Not even
been on your
accepted it,
side.
but even us at some point will be parents.
Yeah.
At this, I'm like first generation. So if I had a daughter and something horrible happened,
Yeah.
right? How would I deal with it? I'd just be as angry as my parents would have been. Like, it's just because you're like a new age parent doesn't mean that you hear something like that and you're going to react to it in this like totally good way. Like, it's a really bad thing for it to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, cut your parents a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Like, they came here, you're there,
Yeah.
right? They did something right,
They did something right.
right?
Yeah.
Instead of like, yeah, anyways, see what she says.
that's not the reason. Like, people are shocked when I say my mom never had the conversation about how babies were made.
Oh yeah, pause it.
Like, that was not a
What brown parent? Did your parents have that conversation with you?
No.
Of course not.
No.
What, you crazy? Our parents are very conservative.
Yes.
When? I cannot believe she actually said that. When I heard that, I was like, "What? Come on, man!"
Listen.
White parents don't even have those conversations. Many parents, white, black, brown, blue,
Yeah.
don't have the conversation because you have sex ed at school, which is another thing where people are like, "You shouldn't have it." People figure it out. People figure it out. You don't need your parents to talk to you about how babies are born, you clown.
Yeah, and just
come-
because they never had the conversation about it doesn't mean you can't educate yourself and
Yeah.
just maybe like not
Again.
because it's awkward. It's awkward for the parent. It's awkward for the child, and whether and especially in brown culture, those things are
Imagine our brown parents. Imagine even white parents, man.
yeah.
Even parents these days.
Yeah.
How do you approach that? I'm sure there's a way out there on the internet that you could be very like coddling to your kid and tell them in this very mature way and the kid understands it. I don't care.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to have that conversation. But even if your parents didn't, don't blame them because even my mom even didn't have that conversation with me. It's like, okay, so now you're blaming her for that too now.
So now you're just gonna go pop babies and just
Yeah. No.
blame it on your mom. Oh, my mom never had the conversation with me,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna go pop as many babies as possible.
So she should go
because
have
I was
like,
never educated on it.
So go have fentanyl, go have cocaine, go do all those things because your parents didn't walk you through the ABCs of drug use.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Your parents have only a certain amount of like education that
Bandwidth,
they can give
yeah.
you because they have those experiences, right? But at the same time, you can't go on your life and blaming your parents, your brown parents, just because they didn't have conversations with you that should have happened. Like, what are you gonna do, right?
The baby thing is just unreal. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man, come on.
Like, that was not a conversation I was ever allowed to have. I, to this day, still have never had it with my mother.
She still doesn't know.
And so I'm just like,
But whose fault?
Hold on.
Whose fault is that?
What is it? What does she mean by still doesn't know? What does that mean?
That she's having
Sex?
sex.
Your parents know, you crazies. Your parents know. They choose not to talk about it because it's uncomfortable, and it's a conservative culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you hate your culture that much, then take the good, the bad, and the ugly with it. Like, come
Exactly,
on.
yeah.
We're not talking about like you're not living in some 2x4 jail cell in the basement where they let you out for 4 hours in the yard.
Yeah.
Like you have your freedom. Like, you can do what you want to do, but your parents aren't. They know. Our parents aren't that out to lunch as
No.
people, as brown kids might think that they are.
Yeah.
They just choose
Not
to make
to
a
have-
choice
yeah.
to not talk about those things because they
Yeah.
feel like they've educated you enough, or they put you in a spot in your life where you'll figure out those things on your own and make the right decisions.
Exactly.
Simple.
Yeah.
They don't need to talk about it.
No, they don't.
and so I'm just like, wait, how? I just don't understand how being strict is like, oh, or the option of like, oh, I need to be stricter with my child and that's the solution, is ever the actual option. Because I've seen the kids that are this, not the safest, but like I feel like that are so aware, are the ones that have had this conversation with their parents or have grown up like not in a where your parents are your best friends, but like in a comfortable household where like they feel comfortable going to their parents about anything.
It's the idea of allowing
Here's
your
the white
kids
friend.
to do dangerous things carefully.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe
Well
Wait,
said.
what?
It's the idea to let your kid do dangerous things carefully.
What does she mean by that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably like dumb shit.
Like, if you're gonna have, for example, sex, you can have sex, but to do it like wearing protection,
Like, responsibly.
be responsible.
Yeah.
So she's saying that parents need to have this conversation, even though it's uncomfortable, to bring awareness, to educate, so that they're gonna do it regardless. They would, if you are gonna do it, just do it safely at least.
I feel that the conversation that brown kids, like for example that girl that went missing, who's more than likely passed away from drowning, like even if you look at her situation, how strict for her parents, the fact that she was allowed to go, and it's allowed because she's a student, so she's on campus, she's traveling with friends. It's not like her parents were like, we're coming with you. She traveled there on her free will, booked a ticket, booked a hotel, having fun. Her parents gave her that freedom. So it's this whole thing about they like to be more, it's not about being more strict, but at some point as a young adult, you have to just use better judgment.
Exactly.
Right. Your parents shouldn't have to be calling you nonstop, being like, hey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like it's a trust thing, right?
Trust
I'm
thing.
sure her parents trusted her. She never had to ask permission, right? Because she's in college. She's gone away from college.
I'm sure she just went.
Yeah, she just might have just went, right? But let's finish this one here quickly because I want to see what she says.
dangerous is not the
But
right
it's like
word, but-
doing like dangerous things behind your parents' back where all you're worried about is your parents not finding out. And really, it should be like, these are bad things that can happen. Here's how we prevent them. Like, I think I mentioned I had a brown friend in college where, like, if we got drunk, we could call her dad and he would pick us up, no questions asked. If I lived in Austin and I got drunk and called my dad would have beat me
Assumption.
or like left me on the side of.
Sure.
Assumption.
Another assumption. If you don't have that conversation or you never opened up that dialogue with your dad, you're assuming he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
He probably would have been super pissed.
Yeah.
And maybe you would have got smacked a little bit, but our parents hit us.
Yeah.
My parents hit us sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more the fear of getting hit than actually getting hit.
Yeah.
But there's a fear component there, but I'd rather be I would rather be the parent maybe on the stricter side than being like, oh hey, you're smashed, okay, I'll come pick you up with all your 5 drunk friends. I mean, again, we all do dumb things, but it's not like her dad's fault that she didn't call him.
Okay, so she's
Again, blaming her dad.
Like she's saying that he would leave her on the side of the road. No,
It's an
your
assumption.
dad would
wouldn't.
again,
Brown parents leave
No.
on the side of the road? Yeah,
hell
right.
no.
No way.
Hell no.
No way.
Your parents would probably take you home and, give you a lecture, and then you'll get a lecture in the morning.
Sure.
But that's their way of disciplining you.
Yeah,
That's
like,
it.
And every parent has their own way.
Yeah, and maybe we don't know. We don't know the experiences. Maybe they do get physical. Maybe they're hitting you.
Sure.
That's, it's a scenario by scenario case.
Yeah.
But no parent, as a dad or as a mom,
Well,
would let
be
their
stranded,
child
yeah.
be stranded.
Especially that you're a female.
Yes.
Just like, how is that the option? Anyways, I really hope, I know the conversation hasn't changed because I've heard it firsthand after the Sadiksha case, but like, I'm really hoping the conversation continues to change and brown people, especially brown kids, continue to have the conversation and challenge their parents on their beliefs because they're simply just wrong.
Wrong. You're wrong.
No,
Hell.
she's wrong.
She's wrong.
Totally wrong. Don't agree with that. In that whole video, just to sum it up, she didn't say one positive thing about her parents.
No.
Nothing good.
No.
It's bad because they didn't have to talk about the babies. She can't get blackout drunk without calling her dad.
Yeah.
She didn't tell her mom that she was, sexually assaulted, whatever it is. Worse than that. But, I mean, come on, man.
No, to challenge your parents on their parenting, I understand. Okay, these conversations can happen. They can happen in a certain way,
Yeah.
right? At a certain age, at a certain time. Brown parents are conservative. You got to understand that their experiences haven't changed until you get some generations down into a new culture.
Yeah.
If your parent, like those things aren't happening back home, right?
No.
Those kind of they might be happening, but those conversations aren't happening.
Yeah.
So if you want to go as a child to go challenge your parents
Yeah.
on all their beliefs, you're gonna only hurt your own parents.
Like, your parents are strict.
Yes.
That's the way it is. You're born into a brown family.
Yeah.
Again, we're not talking about the crazies because there's some of those.
Crazy.
But if they're strict, at some point, you move out of your parents' house, you get that freedom, and you have your fun.
Yeah.
But at least, you kind of maybe don't make crazy big mistakes early on because maybe your parents were a little too strict. It's not a horrible thing.
No.
It's not like you're living at home till you're 45 and you're like, great, my whole life's passed me by. Now I got 10 years to have fun.
Yeah.
Come on, you move out, you go, you party, you do your drugs and your alcohol thing. But again, I don't think at 20, this is how old that girl was. I keep thinking in my head, I'm like, I wonder how people are always like, there was one video where the guy's like, when did brown parents start letting their pretty much a teenage girl start going to the Caribbean for spring break?
Yeah.
Again, interesting conversation because generally when I was growing up with 2 sisters, there's no way.
No.
Even to other cities, not like an island, but even to Toronto or they weren't allowed. It was a no-go. There wasn't even a question. Can we go?
Yeah.
So again, pretty strict, right?
Yeah. Exactly. There's no. When she's saying that she just thinks it's wrong, because right now all the brown parents are having these conversations with their kids, and you
100%.
feel like their parents are being strict, but reality is your parents are just concerned, right?
Yeah.
And these conversations, there's a way to bring them up with your parents at a certain time,
But just
right.
I would say the lesson here is don't assume
Yes.
that your parents do not want to have that conversation with you, or you're too scared to have it with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not willing to take that step and be like, hey, I want to have the conversation about alcohol, I want to have the conversation about drugs or about a trip coming up, and you're just going to assume the worst, that's not good.
No.
You only get better if you start actually opening up and having those conversations.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, stop blaming them because they're strict. I'm glad mine were strict.
Yeah.
Way glad that they were strict instead of being lenient, because I have friends whose parents are their best friends.
Yeah.
And they're in the hospital because they had too much alcohol.
Yep.
No, come on.
Like,
Let's be realistic here.
Again, the only thing that I'll say about this is that your parents will never want the worst for you. Every parent wants the best for their child in any sort of way. Sometimes some of the people that I hang around with weren't good enough for me to hang around with. My parents told me straight up.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. They
And
would say,
you know what?
That guy's not good.
I stood up for those people.
Right.
I stood up. I fought my parents about those people, and then everything that my parents had said
Came true.
came true.
Yeah.
Came true. Those people that left behind,
it's true.
people that backstabbed me. Parents called
our
it.
parents know.
Exactly.
They're not stupid.
Yeah.
Just find a good balance, but
Yeah.
stop the parent hating. Like
No.
the brown parent hating
Yeah.
needs to like end.
No way.
Like-
The experiences and the conversations that your parents are not traditionally used to are not going to happen in the first generation.
People think, I don't know why people think that the Indian parents of like the 1940s are gonna get up one morning,
Yeah.
because they lived in a village for half their life, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
they're
gonna
moved
be able to
here.
do everything.
They like moved here when they were like
Yeah.
35 and started working in a factory for like 40
Yeah.
hours a day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're gonna have this like, oh, we had kids, I guess we should start having those. Really, they don't know.
No.
They're not even educated to like know those things. They're hardworking people who came here to do a certain thing, is to have kids and to have a house, have a family, and get that next generation going.
Exactly.
Like focus on the 4,000 good things instead of like the 3 conversations
You might not have. Yeah. Like, I'm sure you're sitting in your living room or wherever you're sitting with your white friend in the middle of the night blaming your parents about how your life was strict. No. You're just putting your parents down at that point.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's it.
That.
Rant done.
Rant over.
Over.
I hope you see this.
Yeah, we should tag this clown head.
Listen, your parents love you, okay? Good?
Yeah.
Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're 11K and above.
You should subscribe to our channel because she needs to hear some of the truths.
Yes. Welcome to the channel.
Hey, what's her name? I don't know.
I don't know her name either. I didn't see it.
Thanks for the content, by the way.
Exactly. Good conversation. Let us know your guys' thoughts. Make sure you guys comment down below. Keep liking, subscribing. We're going to keep smashing those subscribe buttons.
Yeah.
Good?
Good.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.